G'day and welcome to another video. In today's lesson we're going to learn how to make this crochet flat cap. You can make it in multiple sizes. I show you how to size the hat when we are making it. There will be a free written pattern located on my website and I will put the link for that in the description box below. So let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies we are going to need some... For our supplies we are going to need some yarn. I am using a worsted weight yarn which is equivalent to a 10 ply or about an Aran weight yarn. You can see Aran and Eve. Today I am using the Maker Aran and Eve and this is a super squishy and super nice yarn. It comes in this beautiful peachy colour and it also comes in this beautiful purple as well. I've made one in the purple already for the tester for the pattern that I've redesigned, but today in the tutorial we are going to use this beautiful peachy colour. For those interested, it is colour number 50 and it is 100% acrylic, 200 grams or 250 meters. 200 grams is approximately 7 ounces, I think. It's super squishy, and if you would like to get some of this yarn, there is a link for you in the description box. It is an affiliate link, so that makes me a little bit of money here on the channel, but at no extra cost to you. We are also going to need a pair of scissors. I love these scissors, aren't they cool? Don't ask me where I got them from because I have no idea. We're going to need a yarn needle with a large eye. You can see I've got the bent tip. These are great for sewing in your ends. We are going to need 2 stitch markers. You can use any stitch markers that you like. I like the locking ones. You can use 2 pieces of scrap yarn if that's all you have. And we're also going to need 2 size crochet hooks. For our main part of our hat, we're going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. That is a H size crochet hook. And for the brim, we are going to be using a 6mm crochet hook, and that is equivalent to a J size crochet hook. So we're going to need 2. We need the bigger one for the brim because we will be using 2 strands of yarn at once, but for the main section of the hat we need the smaller crochet hook because we're only using 1 strand of yarn. Now this is a worsted weight yarn, like I said, or a 10 ply or a Aran weight yarn. If you want to use a 8 ply yarn, which is a double knit, or a number 3 yarn in America, you will need a 4mm crochet hook for your smaller one and a 5mm for your larger one, just in case you want to use the thinner weight yarn. It's totally doable. I have made one before in that yarn for my dad a very long time ago. And we're also going to need a tape measure. So let's get started on the pattern. First of all, we want to make a slip knot, and you can do that any way you like. There's hundreds of ways to do that. And put your yarn on your crochet hook. And we're going to start with a chain 4 and then join to make a slip stitch. If you want to use a magic ring or a magic circle, whatever you call it, you are most welcome to. Personally, I find that sometimes they come undone and then it can wreck the whole project. So I just like to do the old-fashioned chain 4 and join. So you will need to know a half double crochet for this project. That will be our main stitch. So we've done our chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the very first chain we are going to do a slip stitch to join. And it makes this teeny tiny circle if you pull it apart, and that is going to be our starting ring. So to start off with, we are going to chain 2, and this does not count as a stitch, so we're going to chain 2. So what this does, it just gets us up to our starting height, and we are going to work 10 half double crochets into the ring. So we're going to yarn over, go into the middle of that ring. I'm just going to hold this down over the top just so it's out of the way, and work our half double crochet. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the ring again, and we're going to work a half double crochet. So we want 10 altogether, so that's 2, and we're just going to work all of them into that middle ring. Now I know you can't see this, but I sit at a really strange angle when I crochet, when I make tutorials. It's not a natural way to sit, it really is not. Not when you're going to crochet anyway. I know that sounds weird, but I'm leaning forward, so I'm not as fluid with my crochet stitches. I'm more fluid when I'm sitting on the couch, relaxing. Do you call it the couch? The sofa? What do you call it? Pretty sure my granddad used to call it sofa. He's English. I think that's what he used to call it. So we're going to need 10 altogether. I am not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 10? Oh, I forgot to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we have 10 half double crochets, and then we are going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet. So the chain 2, remember how it didn't count as a stitch? We're going to find our very first half double crochet, and you can see it popping out there. That bit there is our chain 2, so we're going to go top of the half double crochet, poke your hook under both loops and grab it, pull it through and make a slip stitch to join. Pull that nice and tight, and there we go. Done round 1. And because we've crocheted over our tail, I can just pull that and that will cinch up that hole. If you didn't, you can always do it after with a yarn needle. That is no problems. So round 2 is chain 2. And we are going to work a half double crochet in the same stitch. So coming down, you can see just here. Want to work half double crochet into there, and we're going to work another half double crochet because that first chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Into each stitch around, we are going to work 2 half double crochets. So yarn over, go into a stitch, yarn over and go into another, into the same stitch. So we now have God, what is wrong with my words today? We now have 2 half double crochets. So working our way around. Making sure we have 2 in each. Continue on and I'll meet you when we are around here. Pause the video and I'll see you there. I am at the end of my row and you should have 20 half double crochets because it's 2 in each stitch. And each round is going to increase by 10 stitches each time. So what we need to do now is join to the very first half double crochet. We're ignoring the chain 2 because that did not count as a stitch. So up the top here, we're going to put our crochet hook through, under both loops, and then make a slip stitch to join. It's got this cute little circle. If you're using this yarn, it is so squishy. I absolutely love it. So we're going to do a chain 2 again, and that is just to get us up to the correct height and does not count as a stitch. Into the same stitch, we are going to work 2 half double crochet. And this is our increase. So we increased in every stitch on the previous round, but now we are going to change it up a bit because we're working round 3. So we've done 2 stitches into the very first stitch, so that means in our next stitch we are going to do 1 half double crochet. Into the next stitch we are going to work 2 half double crochet. And then into the next one, we're going to work 1 half double crochet. So you might be able to see a pattern forming there. We do 2 in one stitch and then we do 1 in the next one. And we're going to repeat that around. So our next one is 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And then 1 half double crochet in the next. And we're going to repeat that all the way around until we get back to the beginning of this round. And pause the video and I'll see you there. We are up to the end of round 3 and you should have 30 stitches, and I've counted them off camera. and we're going to join to the top of the half double crochet. So you can see when we're joining, we just join the same on each round. It's always to the top of the first half double crochet. I don't know if you can hear that, but hubby is mowing the lawn. So we're ready for our next round. So before we go that far, I'm going to show you a little trick to make sure you get your hat the size that you want. Now the trick is we need a tape measure. I'm going to measure across there. If you... not sure what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? So you're going to need the circumference of the head that you are going to make the hat for. And what you can do is measure across here. And it is 3 inches or 8 centimeters. I'm going to use the centimeters. I find that it's easier to work out with my brain. And we're going to get our calculator, and so what did I say it was? I think I said it was 8 centimeters. Just making sure. Yes, 8 centimeters. So we're going to go 8. And we're going to times it. So times 3.14. So 3.14. Hello. God, my phone is dirty. Oh my goodness. I've got one of them gel screens. I need to replace it. So 8 times 3.14 equals 25.12. So that means the circumference of the hat is going to be 25 centimeters. So if you want to convert that, so where's 25 centimeters? There, 25. So it's going to be 10 inches around. I don't know what size hat you need to make, but I'm just going to measure my own head. I think my own head is 21 centimeters, roughly. Yep, so 21 centimeters. So let's say that you know the size of the head that you're going to make it for, and you go, I want to make a hat for 21 inches. Did I say 21 centimeters? That would be tiny. No, it is 22 inches is 56 centimeters. So 56 divided by, this time we're going to divide, and we're going to say 3.14. That makes it 17. I know that I need to crochet until this is 17 centimeters across. So I'm gonna put the formula in a PDF, and this is going to be located on my website. And actually, you know what I'll do? I'll put this with the written pattern, so that when you're making this hat, if you have the written pattern, it's all located in the one section. So you'll have that in the written pattern. So I know I need to make this 17 centimeters. So it's 17.8. I'm going to round that up to 18 because let's go for 18 centimeters. So 18 centimeters is 7 inches. I am going to crochet until it's that wide. So as you can see, it's not going to fit me. It's only going to fit a little head at the moment. So I need to crochet until it's 18 centimeters. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, I am going to put this in a written form located on the written pattern. And it comes in so helpful. I use it all the time. If I'm making a hat for someone and I have no idea how big to make it, I'll say, how big is your head? And then I use that formula. So I say, okay, your head is 54 centimeters, and then I divide it by 3.14. So to go our next round, we're going to chain up 2, and we are going to do 2 half double crochet into the same stitch. And remember how on the previous round we did a increase, which is 2 stitches in the one stitch, and then we did 1 half double crochet, and then we did 2. Well, this time we're going to add another 1 half double crochet in between the increases, and gradually as we work our rounds it starts to spread out. So this is our increase, so 1, 2 in the same stitch. In the next stitch, I've got my crochet hook all kerfuffled here. Let me just fix that. There we go. So in the next stitch we're going to work 1 half double crochet. What have I done there? I've made a little tiny loop somehow. Hang on, just hold up there, I've just got to catch up again. That's better. So in the next stitch, we're going to work 1 half double crochet. In the next stitch, we're also going to do 1 half double crochet. And in the next one, we're going to work 2 half double crochet for our increase. Making this look really hard. I do not crochet like this when I'm sitting back. So we've got 2 in the one stitch, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next. We're going to repeat that again. So we've got the 2, we need 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch, and then 2 in the next. Oof, gosh. So you've got 2 stitches, 1 there and 1 there. So it's 1, 1, and then 2. That is our repeat as we go around. So 1, 1. I don't know why I find it so hard crocheting like this. When I'm sitting back, my crochet hook doesn't get stuck at all. It's really embarrassing. What am I doing? 1. So 1 in there. I'm not making this very smooth. Goodness me. Okay, so there's 2, and then 1, 1, and then 2. I'm trying to adjust the way I'm sitting to see if it helps. You can't see that because I'm behind the camera. So we've got 2, and then 1, 1, and 2. Can you hear my husband mowing the lawn? He's not right near the house, so I don't know if you can, if the microphone's picking it up. Okay, so you can see there. So there's 2 in the 1, 1, 1, and then 2 in the 1. So that's your repeat for this round. So 1, 1, and then 2. So repeat that and continue on, and I will meet you when we are at the end. Pause the video and I'll see you there. I am around to the end of my round. And it's 1, 2, 3, it's round 4, and we're going to join to the top of the very first half double crochet. Now I think you've got the hang of that now, so we'll just do that. And I've decided I was going to make it for myself, but really I'm not going to use it for myself. But I think my niece, who is 5, is going to love this hat. She's such a little groover. I've just looked up the document that I have on my website, and for a 3 to 10-year-old, it says the head circumference is about 19 to 20 and a half inches. So let's have a look. So 90 to 20 and a half. So around that sort of placement. So let's have a look how many centimeters that is. Well, that's about 50 centimeters. I might just add for 50 centimeters. That's just easier to work out when it's in 50 centimeters. So let's go. Let's get our calculator. Let's get back to the beginning. Look, this is who we're making it for. She's such a cheeky monkey. Oh, no, we want, what do we want? We want the calculator. Calculator, please. So 50 centimeters. 50 divided by 3.14 equals 15.92. So that's centimeters. So let's round it up to 16 centimeters. My brain just works better in centimeters. If yours works better in inches, you can definitely use the inches as well. Why will this not retract? So, oh gosh, I've got terrible memory. 16 centimeters. Let's find 16 centimeters. So that is 16 centimeters. Let's flip it so we can see the inch conversion. So about 6 1/4. So about 6 inches. So I need to make the crown of the hat that much across. So 16 centimeters. Let's get this in the screen. So you can see there that it's not big enough, and I'm probably going to need another round, maybe another 2 rounds. So let's continue on if we need to increase. The next round again is a chain 2, and into the first stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So each round that we're doing here just starts the same, 2 half double crochets. I start on an increase. Some patterns don't, they start with the single stitches, but I start with the increase because I don't know, it's just, I find it easier. So into the next 3 stitches, so below it was 2 stitches that we did singles into, but below, gosh, did I mention the words are not working? Into the next 3 stitches. My brain works way faster than my mouth. Into the next 3 stitches, work 1 half double crochet. Is anybody else like that? Your brain is 100 miles an hour and your mouth cannot keep up. Okay, so, and I'm not paying attention either. So we've got 2 in the first stitch, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and we need to do a increase, which is 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And then into the next 3 stitches, we're going to work 1 half double crochet. And then we're going to work an increase. I think it's how my crochet hook is positioned. It's not going through, there we go, through smoothly. So 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then increase into the next one. And this is the repeat for this round. So what round is this? I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is round 5. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. Repeat this around until we get back to the beginning, and pause the video and I'll see you there. I am up to the end of my round, and it is time to join to the first half double crochet, and that is the end of 1, 2, 3, 4, round 5. So let's give it a measure. I don't think it's big enough, but we'll just check it just in case. And I need mine to be 16 centimeters across. So you can see there, if you look where my thumbs are, it has to be that wide, and it is not, so it definitely needs 1 more round. So I'm going to do that now. So if you're making this for a bigger head, so this is going to fit a 50 centimeter head, which my niece is 5. So if you're making this for an adult, you will need extra rounds. So you can see as we've gone along, gosh, how do I describe this? I am so out of practice. I haven't made a tutorial for ages with increases like this. So we've got our increase, and then we've got 1, 2. The next row is a increase, and then it's 1, 2, 3. The next row will be an increase, and 1, 2, 3, 4. The next round will be an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we go up in rounds, we get an extra single stitch in between our increases. Once you've made one hat, you will understand the way a hat, or a flat circle, increases. So we need 2 in that very first stitch. Oh, goodness. This yarn is really nice to work with. I'm just making it look really hard. So what were we on the previous round? 1, 2, 3. So in the next 4 stitches, we're going to do a half double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see that there's 2 there, 1, 2, and then in the next 4 stitches there's 1 half double crochet. So that means we need to do an increase. I could just see that yarn wasn't sitting right. So where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4. So increase. It's okay to pull stitches out. That's why I never edit out of my videos, because I do it. So why should you think I don't do it? Because I totally do. So we need 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And I struggle with yarn, you can see that now. It is all normal. It is not just you. See, pull out a stitch, put it back in. So we have an increase there, so that's 2 in the same, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to repeat this all the way around. So continue on. So it's increase 1, 2, 3, 4, increase 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you when we're ready to join. Pause the video and I'll see you there. We're up to the end of round 6, and I am ready to join into my first half double crochet. So let's measure. Mine needs to be 16 centimeters across, so that is there. And look at that. Yeah, it is the right size. So this is going to fit a head that is approximately 50 centimeters, or about 20 inches, just under 20 inches, but crochet stretches, as you know. So it is going to give a little bit if it's just over that size. So yes, I have mine to 16 centimeters, or 6 1/4-ish, quarter-ish, 6 1/4 inches across. So if you need more rounds than I do, your next round is going to be, what have we done here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have our increase, so it's 2 in the 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So our next round is going to be an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need another round, it'll be increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you continue on like that. Oh my gosh, the stitch definition of this is amazing. Maker, Aaron and Eve. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So continue on until you have the crown the size that you need. Mine is finished for now, and I will be going on to the next step. If you need to do more rounds, pause the video, and then when you come back, it will be the size of the hat. Once we have the top of the hat or the crown to the size that we need, we are going to be using our 2 stitch markers. And what we want to do is divide our circle that we have here into 3. And the beginning, so where we have joined our rounds, we won't need a stitch marker there. We're only going to need stitch markers around about here and around about there. So I have 60 stitches in my round. You may have 70 or 80, or you may have less than that. But whatever your number is, we're going to divide it by 3, or the closest that you can divide it by 3. So if it doesn't divide by 3, then just, you know, the nearest number that you can divide by 3. And we're going to count those stitches. So for me, 60 divided by 3 is 20. So we're going to go where our round starts, and we're going to count 20 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Our stitch markers are only a guide. You don't have to have this hat exact, which is the beauty of it. Come on, stitch marker. These are cheap stitch markers, so they could break. So that's the first third. And then whatever your next, so whatever your number was when you divided it by 3, mine was 20, you're going to count that many around. So you may have a different number than me, but you're going to put it in the stitch that whatever your number is divided by 3. So we're going to go again. So not counting the mark stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And like I said, these stitch markers are only a guide, because what it's going to do, you can see our stitch markers here. What it's going to do is, when we come around, this is the beginning of our round, when we come around, it's reminding us, that's all it's doing, it's just reminding us to start the increases in the front, because we don't want any increases on the sides and the back of the hat. We only want it in this front section up here. So this is the, like the peak, or the, what else would you call it? The brim of the hat, so to speak. And then this is the sides of the hat, and then across here is the back. So what we're going to do, once you have your thing divided by 3, now there would have been another stitch marker here, but we don't need a stitch marker there. So you can see that's divided by 3, and it only has to be rough. It doesn't have to be exact number of stitches. That is totally fine. It just happened that I was doing 60 stitches on this round, and it just divided by 3. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to half double crochet into that same stitch. We're going to half double crochet all the way around until we get to our very first stitch marker. So this bit's easy. We just half double crochet. Did I say double crochet just before? I meant half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get to our next, I'm in Kiwi land still, I'm in New Zealand, up to our next stitch. And so pause the video and I'll see you there. I am at my very first stitch marker, so we're going to take that out for a second, and then we're going to work 2 half double crochets into that next stitch, and we're going to put our stitch marker into the first stitch that we've just done. So not the one that we just did, which is here. We're going to put it into that one there. We're just replacing the stitch marker from where it was before. Into the next 2 stitches, we are going to place 1 half double crochet. Sorry guys, my yarn is not feeding out properly. Just grabbing some more. So we need another half double crochet. So that's an increase there, and then 1 and then 1. And in the next stitch we're going to do an increase. Into the next 2 stitches we are going to work 1 half double crochet. And into the next stitch we're going to work 2 for an increase. Into the next 2 stitches we are going to work 1 half double crochet. Did I mention I'm sitting at a weird angle? Yeah, no, like 4 times already. And then we're going to do an increase. So we're going to repeat this around until we get to the next stitch marker, which isn't too far away. So our repeat is what is it? What is it, guys? What is it? It is 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 half double crochet in the next for an increase. And we're going to repeat this all the way around until we get to the next stitch marker. So it's only just over here. You may have a different amount of stitches left if you've got a different amount of stitches on your round. I had 60, you may have a different round. But that's okay. Just continue across, repeating that until we get to the stitch marker. I am up to my stitch marker, and I've done 2 into that one. So then I've got to go 1, 2. We want to end on an increase. So like I said, this is a guide, so I need to finish off my repeat. So we've got 2 in that one, and then 1, and then 1 in the next one. And I want to end the increasing section, which is this front section we've just done. I want to end this on 2 half double crochets. And then we're going to put our stitch marker in that stitch that we just made just then. So that last one there. Like I said, the stitch markers are literally just a guide. You can see there that when I came around, it wasn't in the right place. So we just move it across and that's totally fine. So at the moment, you'll have all your increases in between these two stitch markers here. And this is the front of our hat, and that is what we want. So now we are just going to grab our yarn again, put that back on. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch, no increasing, all the way around. And then we're going to join. I will meet you when we are ready to join. Pause the video and I'll see you there. I have already joined mine because you know what to do. We are going to chain 2 and we are going to half double crochet in the same stitch. This is the same at the beginning of every round. And we're going to do 1 half double crochet in every stitch around. We're going to go past the stitch marker, continue with 1 half double crochet all the way around, past the stitch marker, 1 half double crochet all the way around. So there are no increases on this round. Just move your stitch markers up. So when you half double crochet into the marked stitch, just put your stitch marker into that stitch. So no increasing for this round, 1 half double crochet all the way around. I don't need to show you that because you got this. You got this. So no increases for this round. Yay! Pause the video and I'll meet you when we are ready for the next one. The next round is another increase round. So I want you to start your round and we are going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get to the stitch marker. Because this is an increase round. I think I may have just said that. I cannot remember. So 1 half double crochet until we get to the stitch marker. And pause the video and I'll see you there. When we get to the stitch marker, we want to do an increase. So we're going to remove this one. These cheap, what are they called? Stitch markers are quite stiff. Don't recommend them. So I'm going to put our stitch marker back in there. And we're going to do another half double crochet in that stitch because we need to do an increase. So we've got our 2 stitches in the same one there. And so for this increase round, we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. That's a second and a third. Why is it every time I put my video camera on, the yarn gets stuck? You can't see that. Look. What's this? Seriously? Wouldn't do that if I was just sitting here by myself crocheting. So 1, 2, 3 and then a increase. And that is a repeat for this round until we get to our stitch marker. So 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. We got 1, 2, 3 and increase into the next one. One half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Oops, that is not a half double crochet. One, 2, 3, and double. Goodness me, my brain is going to sleep. 2 half double crochets in the next. So you can see we've got 2, 1, 2, 3, and then another one. And we're going to repeat this until we get to our next stitch marker. Again, you may have a different amount of stitches left, but that's totally fine. And remember, our stitch marker is only a guide. So continue repeating this increase until you get to the stitch marker. Pause the video and I'll meet you there. So we want to end this repeat on a increase, and would you believe I have the right amount of stitches, which is crazy. So we have 2 there, and then 1, 2, 3, and my next one's going to be another increase. You may not have it land in the right spot, but that's okay. Just have it finish on an increase as close to the stitch marker as you can, and that is good enough. I can hear people that need to have it perfect screaming, which is me, totally me, but you know what, sometimes it's nice to not even have to care. So we just pop in that stitch marker back in, and now we do 1 half double crochet because we've just finished our increasing section, because we've just crocheted between the stitch markers. We've just crocheted around there. So we're going to continue on doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get back to the beginning. Continue on and pause the video, and I'll see you when we are ready for the next round. For our next round, because the last round was an increase round, we are going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Again, just replace the stitch markers as you work your way around, but yay, no concentrating on this round. I like those types of rounds. So we're just going to half double crochet in each stitch until we get until we get back to the beginning of the round. Pause the video and I'll see you there. Now you might be noticing that this bit is sitting up straight, straightish, coming up. This bit is laying flat. That's exactly what it is supposed to be doing. Because we're increasing over here, it's not coming up on the sides like it is here. It is going to lay flat or flattish. So that is perfectly fine if that is what yours is doing. Looks like a bowl with one collapsed side, so it's totally fine. Our next round is an increase. If you are making this for a baby, you may not need this next round of increase, so I'd probably recommend leaving it out for a baby. I don't know, try it, and then you might have to adjust it if you think that's too much. But I haven't really made one for a baby. I've only made one for a 5-year-old and up, so not quite sure on the baby if you will need this other round of increasing, this next round of increasing. So for our increase round, we know we chain 2, we half double crochet in the same stitch, and then we half double crochet in each stitch around until we get to the very first stitch marker, which for me is just over here. So continue on doing one half double crochet in each stitch until you get to a stitch marker. Pause video and I'll see you there. I am coming up to my stitch marker. So what we want to do is put 2 half double crochets in that marked stitch. Where is my stitch marker gone? I've lost it. Oh, there it is, sorry. It was under the hat. So we need to put that back into the first of the increase that we just did there. So pop that in there. And the increase for this round is, so we increase and then we do 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. One, two, three, 4. I almost did too many. And then in this next stitch we do an increase. So we've got an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, an increase, and then we're going to do that again. 1 half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Goodness me, what is going on? Here we go. It's not like I don't know how to crochet. So increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do another increase, which is 2 in the same stitch, but you know that, don't you? Because you have done so many in this pattern. My yarn's getting stuck again. I think that's not helping. It's my excuse for today. My yarn's getting stuck. So we're going to repeat this all the way. It's getting bigger, this project. We're going to repeat all the way around until we get to the next stitch marker, and then we do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get to the end of our round. So as you can see, we only do our increasing in between these front 2 stitch markers. That's the back of the hat, this is the front, and we've got our stitch markers on the side, and that's where all of our increase goes. I know the hat looks totally weird at the moment, but don't worry, trust me, it's going to turn out all good. So continue on with your increasing until you get to your next stitch marker, and then 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you get to the end of the round. So I just want to show you this. I'm still on the round that I've just told you to do, and my increase is here, and then I've only got like 2 stitches left. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put another lot of increase in, because that will bring it over to 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll bring it over to here, and my stitch marker was there. So that's just making it bigger again. So what I'm going to do is I've done my increase there, and I'm going to put, oops, I'm going to put that stitch marker in there. So like I said, the stitch marker is only a guide. So I've literally moved it, I think, 2 stitches across. So it's not going to matter. It really is not going to matter. Okay. So now, because I've moved that, now I just do my 1 half double crochet all the way around. I just wanted to show you that, it doesn't matter if your increase section is not ending exactly where that stitch marker has been placed. It is literally a guide. It's just a reminder, basically, to remind us to stop increasing. So yeah, so keep going, and I'll meet you when we're ready for the next round. You're probably looking at your hat thinking, Claire, what are you doing? Are you leading me down the garden path? Well, no, I'm not. It is supposed to look like this. It is supposed to look weird. It is supposed to be really flat at the front, and then sort of curving up. Well, it is curving up at the back. Not curving up, but it's going straight. Because we didn't do any increases on this section, so therefore it will just go straight. The next round is where you'll go, okay, I can see where we're going now. Hopefully you'll see that. This round is actually a decrease round. That's right, a decrease round. So what we want to do is do our start, crochet all the way around, so our half double crochets until we get to the stitch marker. Just do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get over here to our stitch marker. Pause the video and I will see you there. We are up to our stitch marker. We're going to take that out. And we are going to do a decrease in every stitch all the way around until we get over to the other stitch marker. So what I mean is this. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to keep that there. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your crochet hook. Yarn over and twist. You see how my crochet hook's twisting down? Twist down and pull through all those loops. And that is a half double crochet decrease. We're going to put our stitch marker back in, and we're going to pop it in that stitch there. I cannot believe these stitch markers have not broken. They feel really stiff, like they're going to break. So in the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a decrease. That's yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the next stitch, grab that yarn, pull it through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, twist your crochet hook so that the end is pointing down, still grabbing that yarn, and pull through all those loops. It gets a bit tricky. Yep, I've lost it. I'm getting stuck somewhere. There we go. So that's another decrease. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over into the next stitch. You can see your yarns coming out of this one, so that's the next stitch. yarn over, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. So you've got another decrease. We're going to keep going, repeating this until we get to that next stitch marker. I'll show you again. Yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your crochet hook. I just sort of scoop them across with my finger, keeps them out of the way. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over and go through all 5 loops. Oh, there's a little tiny bit there. There we go. So try and keep these stitches here as not tight, but don't make them really loose. That one's come up a little loose, so I could work that again, but that's not too bad, so we'll leave it. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. That was better. Repeat this all the way till we get to our stitch marker. So you're going to go all the way around. You can't see that, but that was a crochet hook rolling across my table. Stay over there, Mr. Crochet Hook. So yeah, decrease all the way till we get to our stitch marker over here, and then 1 half double crochet in each stitch around till we get back to the beginning of the round. Pause the video and I'll see you when we are at the end of the round. Now you can see that the front of the hat, which is this bit between, get out of the way yarn, the bit between these 2 stitch markers, you can see it's starting to decrease, which is awesome. We have another decrease round to do, and what we need to do is do our starting half double crochet and 1 half double crochet all the way to our stitch marker, because these side bits here are all 1 half double crochet. Pause the video and I'll see you there. I am up to my very first stitch marker, so I'm going to remove that. And for this decrease round, what we want to do is decrease over the next 2 stitches. So yarn over and work your decrease. Replace your stitch marker. And then into the next stitch, we're going to work 1 half double crochet. This bit at the back keeps popping up, and that's how I repeat. So into the next, over the next 2 stitches, we're going to work our half double crochet decrease. My yarn is getting stuck again, really. And then into the next stitch, we're going to work 1 half double crochet. Over the next 2 stitches, we are going to work a half double crochet decrease. Into the next stitch, we are going to work a half double crochet. And that is the repeat for this round all the way until we get to our stitch marker, which is over here. And you'll find that this section between our stitch markers has got smaller again, because that's what we want it to do. We want it to decrease just in the front of the hat, which is the section between the 2 stitch markers. So repeat this across to our next stitch marker, working a half double crochet decrease and then 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. When we get to our stitch marker, we are going to swap back to 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we get to the end of our round. This is what my hat is looking like. It's looking like an oversized baby booty. Maybe for a baby elephant, maybe. Our next round is just another round of half double crochet without any increasing. If you're making this for a small child, so younger than 5, I would probably recommend skipping the next round because it might be big enough for their head. But if you're making sort of a 5-year-old and older, so an adult, up to an adult, we are just going to work 1 round of half double crochet, and we are not going to be doing any increasing or decreasing in this round. It is basically a round to neaten off those what are they called? Decreases that we just did before. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch around. Pause the video and I'll see you when we are ready for the next round. I'm looking at this going, this does not look like a hat. I know it's going to work, but it really doesn't. But if you squash it down, you can see that this is the top part of the hat. You can see that it's going to become a hat. Trust me, you have to trust me on this. I wouldn't lead you astray, I promise. So the last round on our hat here, which is the last round on the opening that you can see here, is a single crochet round, and that just neatens it off, and I don't know, I just think it looks nice. You don't have to do this round if you don't want to, but I have it in the pattern, so that is what I am going to do, because that is what it's telling me to do. So chain 1 this time, and single crochet in the same stitch, and single crochet in each stitch around. Oh, actually, you do have to do this round, because when you do the brim, you're going to need this round. Ignore what I told you before. It'd probably still work if you didn't do the single crochet, but you are going to need this round. I'll see you when we're up to the next part of the hat, which will be the brim. So pause the video and I'll see you there. When we get to the end of our round, we are going to finish off. We're going to cut our yarn, drop our crochet hook. So I've cut off, I don't know, what's that, 3 inches. And we are going to finish off. And then you're going to sew in that end. I'm not going to do that now because you should know how to sew in ends. Oh, actually, no, don't sew that ending yet, because that gives us an indication of where we're going to put the stitch markers now for our, so take these out, stitch markers for our brim. So what we want to do is grab our crochet, and where it's at the back there, we're going to fold. And we're going to fold. What we want to do is we want to find the middle of the hat that's down here. So looking at our hat, you'll see it's all bunched up here, and we want to find that middle stitch. So you can just go and fold that like that. That'll roughly find the middle stitch. You don't, actually, yeah, mark that middle stitch. So what we want to do now is count 7 stitches from the middle. So from this stitch marker, don't count the stitch that's just that's marked, count 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab your stitch marker, put it in there. Just undo that stitch marker, because we're going to just use it in a sec. And from the stitch marker, count 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This should bring you to roughly the same place where all our decreases stop. I think my decreases are just there. So let's have a look on the other side. Got our decreases there. You can tell because it looked like bobbles. And our stitch markers up there. So what that does is just marks, I don't know if this is exactly where my stitch markers were before. I have no idea. But what it does is it marks, is that even? Let's just see if that's even. Yep, didn't look even. It just marks where the front of our cap is going to, cap. No, it's not a cap, it's a brim. Where the front of our brim is going to start, and it does gradually get slightly wider, but that is where it's going to start. So for our brim, we are going to use 2 strands of yarn. So because I have a yarn cake, look at it, it's hollow. I am going to find the outside of my yarn cake. Is that going to be impossible? What's that bit? Oh, I think I found it. Yes. Where is it? There. I think that is the outside of my yarn cake. I'm going to do this off camera. Oh wait, oh, I don't need to. I found it. Yay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab 2 strands of yarn. So one for me, I can grab one from the middle because I've been working from the middle. So just the one that I've just been working with, plus this one. That one's a bit frayed on the end, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then one from, I don't know what I said, one from the middle and then one from the outside. So you've got 2 strands of yarn. If you can't do that, figure out a way to grab your yarn from the inside or the outside, or just grab another ball of yarn which is exactly the same colour. That totally works as well. Now we are ready to start the brim, and we're going to be using 2 strands of yarn. We have our hat, we have our stitch markers, and with the outside of the hat, which is the right side, we are going to attach our yarn where the stitch marker is. So we're going to take that out, put our crochet hook in there, and we are going to attach our yarn. So this is how I do it. I don't know if you've got a different way, but this is how I do it. Just hold the 2 pieces of yarn in my hand, and if it was 1 piece of yarn, I would hold it exactly the same way, and I put it on top of the crochet hook and pull to the left if you're right-handed, pull to the right if you're left-handed, grab hold of that and pull it through the stitch that we've just put our crochet hook into. Make sure you've got some tails at the back. They need to be a little bit longer, so about 2 to 3 inches, and that is in there now. So we want to do a chain 1, and then that will just secure that into our hat there. So that's secured into there. And what we need to do is we're going to be working in the row below, so 2 rows below, sorry. So the row below is the one we just finished. 2 row below is down here. What we're going to do is work 2 single crochets into the space below. So 2 single crochets, so not into there, but down here where that single crochet from the previous row went, we are going to work 2 single crochets. And it's a little bit fiddly, but that's alright, you can get it. So 2 single crochets. We're going to work 1 single crochet in the next 2 spaces. So we're going to go into this hole here. We're going to work a single crochet into the next space is in there. You're going to go into and make a single crochet. Sorry, it's actually the next stitch, it's not space. I'm saying the wrong thing. Into the next stitch, 2 rows below, we're going to work 2 single crochets. Sorry about the noise of the hat moving around on the background. It's annoying me as much as it's annoying you. Into the next 2 spaces, we are going to work 1 single crochet in each. There's nothing I can do about that, that noise, unfortunately. And into the next one, we're going to work 2 single crochets, and that's the repeat across until we get to the next stitch marker. So we've just done 2 into the 1 space, so it'll be 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the next. Repeat that across until we get to our stitch marker. Pause the video and I'll see you there. When we get to the end, I have 2 single crochets in the one, and my stitch marker is just here, so I'm just going to leave that like that, and we can take that stitch marker out because we don't need it anymore. So we're going to turn our work around, and we're going to do a chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch across. So into here is our first one. You're going to single crochet, no increasing, so just 1 single crochet into each stitch across. Continue on, pause the video, and I'll see you when we are at the end of our row. We are up to the end of row 2, and what we want to do now is slip stitch into the next 2 stitches down here. So just put your yarn, your crochet hook through, pull through, and again to that stitch and pull through. Row 3, we're going to turn our work, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch the first stitch. So into that next stitch there, and do a slip stitch, We're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to work an increase. So that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Oh, my yarn is bunching up here. 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and that is our repeat across this row of our brim. So it is 2 single crochets into the next stitch and 1 single crochet into the next 2. That is the repeat for this row of our brim. Continue across until we are up to the end. Pause the video and I'll see you there. We're at the end of the row and we want to single crochet into the side of our work down here. Single crochet. In the next available stitch down on here, we are going to work a slip stitch. Sorry, I was about to do a single crochet. Slip stitch. And then slip stitch into the next one. And we're going to turn our work around. So now we will be looking at the outside of the hat, so the right side of our hat. We are going to chain 1. And we're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So we're coming around and then we're going to work 1 single crochet all the way around until we get back to here, and then we're going to join. So just to recap, 1 single crochet in every stitch on your brim, working your way around. When we get down here, keep going. Single crochet all the way around until we get back to where we just started. If you're worried you won't know where that is, you could place a stitch marker there to remind you. Pause the video and I'll meet you when we're ready for the next step. Once we get around to the brim on our hat, we also have the start where we started that this round. And we're going to slip stitch into the beginning. So just jamming that crochet hook in there and working a slip stitch, and we are almost done. We just need to find a pair of scissors, cut off our yarn and finish off. And where's our yarn needle? These yarn needles with the bent tip, they're absolutely fabulous. I'll show you. They make it really easy to work your stitches in. I think it's definitely the curved hook. What's that little bit? Oh, that's where I worked over my tail. Let me just give it to that. So we're going to go back down in here. And then working along, it just, I don't know, it just, that curved hook makes all the difference. You have to get some. I will put a link. I'm pretty sure I got these on Amazon. Oh, them 2 strands of yarn are hard to get through. I will put an Amazon link down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase, thank you so much. I make a little tiny commission at no extra cost to you. That's the beauty of Amazon links and everything. You can buy anything you want, and if you go through my link, you can buy cat food if you really need to. If you go through my link, I will make the commission and keeps these videos coming out for you. And then we just trim off our ends. And I have one there and probably one at the start, yep, to do. But this is, our hat is looking good. So now what we want to do, it's not looking good like that. No, it looks terrible. We just need to shape this hat a bit. And what we're going to do is, we're actually going to stitch it down. You can use a button if you want. you can place the button in here and then button it to the top bit. But then you'd have to have a button. And to make it easier for you guys, you won't need to have too many supplies. So I've just cut off some yarn. That is probably about 16 inches long. I think that's a bit too much, but it's what I'm going to work with. So thread your yarn and shape your hat. So make sure the brim is there. Just lay it flat. You can reshape it after. And then grab this top bit of your hat and then bring that down. I'm sort of like flattening. Why can I not say that word? Flattening. I think that's how you say it. My hat down so it lays on top. You can feel like a bump in there, so you can just like flatten it out with your fingers. So here is the crochet part of our hat finished. Let me just turn this around. But now it looks a little odd. So we're just going to stitch this top bit down to our brim so that it becomes, you don't have to stitch it. But I would prefer it if it was stitched down, because that is going to move. Really? What was that about? Because it was balancing on that. Oh dear. I was trying not to get the black and the white in the background, but let's just go with this. Put your hat on, sir. So basically we want to stitch this top bit down to our brim, because that kind of looks funny. It looks like he's got a duck beak. So we're just going to stitch this down, so let's get into that. To sew our brim to our hat to make it look like it should, we are going to flatten the brim out. Mine's already flat because this is literally the fifth time time I am filming this part of the tutorial because I cannot get it to sit right. So we're going to flatten out down here. Yours will look wrinkled, mine does not because it's been flattened 5 times. And then you're going to turn it over and flatten out this part here. We are then going to use the 2 stitch markers that we've been using through our project, and where the brim meets the side of the hat, you're going to count 3 stitches across. 1, 2, 3. And in that 4th stitch, we're going to put a stitch marker. We're going to go around to the other side where the brim meets the hat just there, and count 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch we're going to put a stitch marker. I feel like I've repeated myself a lot. And I even forgot to tell you something. You need to put the stitch marker through both layers of the hat. My brain has seriously turned to mush because it is trying to remember all the things to tell you that I've already said 5 times. Okay, that looks good. Oh, I say that, but will I be filming it again? And what we're going to do is on our brim, so just fold that back, that bit back. And on our brim, we have this row of horizontal lines going across. This is the back of a single crochet. And because we've got 2 strands of yarn on our brim, it's quite thick, so it stands out. So we've got this horizontal line. We're going to use those to stitch into. I have tried all the ways to stitch this together, and this next way is what works best. So we're going to go into our horizontal stitch. This is literally just holding that there. So into that horizontal stitch. And we're going to leave a tail a couple of inches long. My yarn is looking worse for wear because I've unthreaded it 4 or 5 times. And then you can see here the top of the hat is folded and it creates like a little ridge. See these little holes here? This is stitches that we've worked into. We're going to use those as our guide. What we want is 1 stitch and then it needs to be folded under. We are going to work in this row of stitches here, those holes. So we're going to grab our needle and we're going to put it up underneath, and it's going to come out into that very first hole or stitch. that we've worked in before. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to go across to the next hole, and we're going to go through that and down on our brim. We've already worked through there, you can see the yarn coming out. On our brim we're going to work under those horizontal bars, and we're going to pull that through. Make sure the yarn's out of the way before you do that, because we are down here. We're going to go across to the next horizontal stitch, and up here you'll start to notice there's a stitch there. That's where we've stitched into. So into the next hole we want to put our needle, and as we go around we're just making sure all we can see is one stitch. We don't want this to fold over and see more stitches. We just want to see one stitch. Okay, we've got our yarn coming out of the top. We want to go to the next, so we've just come out of here, we want to go to the next one, put our yarn through, go to the next available horizontal bar and go through there. Because we're down on the bottom, we want to go across to the next horizontal bar. We want to look up here, see where our yarn has gone through, go into the next one. So it's gone through into here, so we need to go into the next one, which is there. Pull that through. The yarn is coming out of this hole here, so we want to go into the next one. See how this is creeping around? We want to make sure that's poked back. Go into that one and then find our next available horizontal bar, that one, and pull through. I'm doing it loose so you can see the stitches here, but you want to snug that down. So I can snug it down as I go along. I can also pull on my towel a little bit there, and that will fix that up. I'm going to go into the next available horizontal bar and then go up into the next available stitch, and we're going to repeat this all the way around until we get to our stitch marker. So continue on and I'll meet you when we're at our stitch marker. Pause the video and I'll see you there. I'm up to my stitch marker, so I can take that out, and I am finished my stitching. I've just got to go down there and through there, and that's done. Pull that snug and we can just finish off. Make sure that is snug on there, and I'm just going to do it one more time. And then I'm going to sew in my ends. I'm going to sew them into the back, so I'm just going to go to the back of my work and sew the ends in. Thank you so much for joining me here today to make this crochet flat cap. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Let me know what colours you have used in the comments section. I would love to know. Make sure you post your creations to Facebook and Instagram, and make sure you tag me. I would love to see them. And until next time, happy crochet.